Welcome to the BNN Sports Report. This is our Super Bowl edition. I'm Jeff Grimshaw.
Yes, I'm Jeff 48.
Very good. And we're happy to have you with us. Jeff, we do not have Dennis Delangelo or Rob Raffone. They could not make it, but they are here in spirit. And we are going to go over, first thing we're going to do is going to go over our picks that we did last week. So let's do that real quick. I picked the Patriots with a total of 52 points scored. Jeff, you want to read what you did?
Okay, yes, I picked the Patriots. And where am I on here?
There you are, right here. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. And I have the Patriots with 59 points.
59 points. So Dennis picked the Falcons. He was the only dissenter with 58 points. Rob picked the Patriots with a high of 64 points. And let me just take this opportunity. Oh, let me get this here. Oh, this is Vermont Tiny Kitchen barbecue sauce. And this is Vermont Tiny Kitchen salsa. You can win both of these. All you have to do is pick, like us, pick a team, pick the total points. It's on BNN. Scroll down, find it. We've got about 10 entries so far, so you got a good shot of winning. People are all over the place with the Pats and the Falcons, and 70 points down to 30 points. Wow. And so it's all over the place. Check before you pick. Check some of the other picks, because if you duplicate a pick, the person who picked first, they're the eligible ones. Mm-hmm. All right, Jeff? So we're not eligible.
We're not eligible. But I wouldn't be without either one of these in my house.
Yeah, Jeff is one of the best customers for Vermont Tiny Kitchen, and I know that they thank you. All right, as threatened and as promised, we're going to take a look. We've looked at the game. We've taken our picks. We've picked our points. Now we're going to take a look at the Super Bowl commercials, which is almost as big as the game these days, Jeff, right?
They've made it almost as big as that. People have Super Bowl commercial parties.
That's right. A lot. And from the TV industry, I have fought tooth and nail at those parties saying that commercial is good or that commercial is terrible. I have gone up against clients. I was right in telling, and I could tell you those stories, but I'm not. But let's do this. Let's kind of, do you know, here's a trivia question. Okay. What was the first commercial ever made exclusively for the Super Bowl?
Exclusively for
the Super Bowl.
How can I ask how early in the Super Bowl history it was, or no?
Well, let me just say, most people think it was 1984. It was the Apple commercial, which was like the 1984 takeoff, and we're going to show that to you in a second. But it was not. It was over 10 years before. Okay.
One of my guesses would be a Budweiser Clydesdale commercial.
Okay. You would be wrong. Do you remember the Master Lock commercial where the guy shoots the rifle and it goes through the Master Lock and the lock is still locked?
Yes,
that was made in 1973 exclusively for the that Super Bowl, wherein
is that the
Miami
the Dolphins Redskins?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
14-7. Garo Yepremian.
Can I say that I watched that Super Bowl in a hospital bed?
Oh.
Yeah, I happened to be in the hospital at that time, watched the Super Bowl, and saw that Garo Yepremian. It was a half pass, half fumble.
It was an atrocity.
Yeah.
It was not even a football play. But it was, again, it was the Dolphins' perfect season, and it was the very first commercial ever made exclusively for the Super Bowl. You know what? Let's take a look at it right now.
On December 5th, 1973, at a rifle range outside Los Angeles, a high-powered .30 caliber rifle was fired at a distance of 40 yards to try and open this master padlock. The master lock model number 15 sustained considerable damage, but did not open. Repeat, did not open. Whatever your protection needs, there's a master lock ready to do the job.
Well, they don't make them like that anymore. It's a little, that announcer and a guy shooting, and that's about it. You don't get very special effects. It's real granular and organic, right, Jeff?
It sure is, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go 10 years forward to what they call the granddaddy, what many say is the greatest Super Bowl commercial ever made. It was 90 seconds. We talked about it. It was for Apple. It was a takeoff of the 1984 novel.
George Orwell.
George Orwell. And so let's take a look at it right now. It's 90 seconds, so take a look at it.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
90 seconds, Jeff.
Yeah, 90 seconds.
90 seconds. You know what that would cost today?
Like millions and millions.
Right. It's the price tag for a 30-second spot in Super Bowl Lee, I call it Super Bowl Lee,
Sure.
is $5 million. A 90-second spot would cost you $15 million bucks.
Million. I hadn't heard yet the statistic. They usually give it every year, how much a 30-second spot costs for.
Super Bowl I believe, was 300,000. I may be 30,000. You know what? Forget it. I'm not going to go there because the numbers escape me. Okay, so now let's have some fun, Jeff. What is your? Have you thought about it? We asked you to think about it this week. What is your all-time favorite Super Bowl commercial?
I gave this some thought, and of course some of them come and go out of your mind because some of them are only shown for one time. I did like the Doritos one with the model that was catching the Doritos in the laundromat.
Introducing Doritos 3Ds. A whole new shape that begs to be eaten in very loud ways.
I Chihuahua.
Doritos 3D snacks. Look out, they're coming soon.
And of course, you have to mention the Mean Joe Green one. It's a classic.
Mean Joe Green.
And the Coke.
Do you remember what was that made? 75, 76? So it was pre. Yeah, that ran in the season, and of course it was run in the Super Bowl as well.
And I'm sure that must have been one the Steelers played in too.
Mr. Green? Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
Yeah, sure.
Want my Coke? It's okay, you can have it.
No.
Really, you can have it.
Okay.
A Coke and a smile makes me feel good. Makes me feel nice.
Be around.
That's the way it should be. I like to see
Hey, kid.
the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola as life. Have a Coke and
Thanks, Mean Joe.
smile.
You know what? One of my favorites predates 1973. Actually, it was in the 1971 Super Bowl, Super Bowl V.
Baltimore, Dallas.
Oh, stop. That wounds me because, I was a big Cowboys fan. Jim O'Brien. Yeah. Oh, if I ever get my hands on that dumb kicker.
But you looked at me like you wanted me to name that Super Bowl.
It was. It was the Colts outlasted the Cowboys. Last play of the game, Jim O'Brien kicked a 33-yard field goal. Remember the John Mackey play?
I wasn't watching at that time. I was too young to watch.
Oh, all right. Sorry, well, it changed the rule because it used to be that you couldn't. Two offensive players in a pass couldn't touch consecutively. They changed that rule, but it turns out that Cornell Green just barely grazed the ball with his hand, the Dallas Cowboy defender, and then John Mackey caught it and was like, it was kind of an immaculate reception, not as immaculate as Franco Harris, of course. But Xerox did a 90-second spot for, it was football themed, and it ran all season, but it's one of the best commercials ever made, in my opinion, ever made. Talks about Xerox in the very early 70s and how important it was to all industries, especially football. Take a look at it.
2 minutes ago. No! Kramer! You idiot! Whatever happened to the game plan we talked about? Come on! Never mind the tarp. Take that black stick. Take it stick! No!
Kalodny, this is critical. All right, this is R78 power reverse. I gotta get this into the ball game as soon as I can. This gotta... Kalodny, pay attention. This is about as important as anything you're gonna do for this club.
Way to go, Kalodny! Way to go! All right!
Xerox is applying its technology to all phases of communication. Whether it be in business, government, education, medicine, or even landing men on the moon. At Xerox, we're working to find new ways of getting information to people who need it. And most important, when they need it.
Here it is. Everybody gets one. Okay, terrific. Go. All right, get it.
Set. 385. 384.
You know what's great about that spot is the goalposts are still on the goal line, and you have to be old school like me to appreciate that. So that was very funny stuff, Jeff.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I want to go to my all-time favorite. It stars a woman named Betty White.
I remember that. Yes, Snickers.
Snickers.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Right. You're not yourself when you're hungry. And, of course, the late, great Abe Vigoda made a cameo in that. Hey, let's look at that one right now.
Mike, come on! Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby. Use Snickers. Better?
Better. Hey! I'm up there! That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
You know, that commercial was so trailblazing and so funny and so resonant, and that year it just commanded all of the polls of the best commercial. They're still making them. They're still they're still theming in that same way. I think that was 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Sounds about right. Yep.
So, hey, you know what? You know what we want to know as we get closer to the Super Bowl? We want to know what your favorite all-time spot is. Write it in comments below. Don't be bashful. You must have one that you really, really love. Jeff, do you have a runner-up? Well, you said Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green. I've always enjoyed the Clydesdales one.
You love the Clydesdales ones. I don't like equating horses with beer. It's just me. And frogs are even worse. And that's the one I had an argument with my clients. I said it was a bad spot. Why would they want to bring swamp water into a beer? And they, here's the thing. And then they went to the lizards and Lenny the lizard. And while they were messing around with frogs and lizards, here's what happened. Budweiser lost 16% share to microbrews. And I went back to my clients 3 years later. I was still working for them. I said, I told you so. So, time in that particular bore me out as being right. Well, a broken clock is right twice a day. So.
Yes.
All right, Jeff. So, best of luck with your Super Bowl picks.
Thank you.
You're not getting any barbecue sauce. You're not getting any salsa. I'm not getting any. Oh, you can out there. So get your picks in. Get your picks in. Let us know the team. Let us know the total point score. And if you get it, you win it, and you'll pick it up at the farmers market the week 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So that's it for this edition. Jeff, any parting thoughts?
I hope it's a good game. I'm hearing a lot more this week about Atlanta because they're young and hungry and fast, and they may give the Patriots a tough game. But as we said before, I think the experience will probably win out for the Patriots.
Okay, so again, enjoy the game, enjoy the day, enjoy the festivities, enjoy the food, enjoy everything. I'm going to enjoy everything. And for the BNN Sports Report, for Jeff Fortier, I'm Jeff Grimshaw, and we will see you next week.